Welcome back, True Seeker. Get a load of this. Just in, Elon Musk's DOGE launches probe into U.S. SEC Ripple lawsuit. Is it to end? And what was revealed in DOGE's findings is that 201 pages of an SEC document was withheld. It says the DOGE SEC account has gained attention for its call to action, encouraging individuals in an X post to share insights regarding SEC-related misconduct. Coinbase's chief legal officer, Paul Graval, responded to the initiative, suggesting that defendants who successfully challenge SEC lawsuits should be reimbursed for their legal fees. Others in the crypto community have pointed to specific concerns, including the SEC's withholding of 201 responsive documents related to communications with JP Morgan about Ripple and XRP. Now, years ago, we covered the 201 connection to XRP, aka the Ripple coin, in regards to the SEC's lawsuit of Ripple. And if you're new here and you don't know about 201, it's about time to get caught up on what you've been missing out. 201 is the number of the Jesuit order and the Illuminati, which was founded by the Jesuit Adam Weishaupt, who died in history 201 days after the anniversary of its establishment. And I've been saying for years, XRP could be the future of currency. I was saying that back when it was worth 40 cents. Since Trump took office, and we'll get to why it has surged once Puppet Trump's in there, Jesuit educated, but it surged to over $3. Right now it's just under $3. It's up over 5 times just since the election. But again, if you're new here, gematria, the Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words. I've been educating about how the whole world of crypto, if you know this code, it goes with markets too. It's not just crypto. It goes with rigged sports games. Again, this is the Cabal code. English is the language that was made the language of the world. At the same time, the calendar that we say, today is February 19th, 2025. The same calendar, the same language were put out as a system by the Cabal at the same time at the end of the 16th century. If you doubt that, you should look into it because it's an absolute fact. And history has been rolling out by this code. And again, the game is rigged by this code. You can see who really runs this whole crypto scam, the market scam. It's all the scam, and you want to take advantage of it is the thing. But anyway, 201's been all over XRP. We've been talking about it for a long time now. This goes back to 2020. Again, XRP is known as the Ripple coin, which in Gematria equates to 201, just like the Jesuit order equates to 201. Again, there's a super long history with the Jesuits in 201, and it's why it's encoded in the title Order of Illuminati, which was founded again by the Jesuit Adam Weishaupt. But look at this. The head of the SEC at the time, when he filed the lawsuit against XRP, his birthday was July 11th, right? And from the date of the suit, which was filed December 22nd, 2020, to his upcoming birthday was 201 days. So he filed the suit 201 days before his upcoming birthday. And again, now here we are years later, right? That was back in 2020. Now here we are years later. It's the same number. And realize this is coming from the other Jesuit puppet stooge, Elon Musk, who's participated in a number of 201 rituals. Just like Donald Trump has. R.I.P. to Donald Trump's ex-wife, buried on the 201st day of the year after she died exactly 60 weeks into the first ever Jesuit Ignatian year. Later in the day that Trump had announced he'd be running in the upcoming election, which was the 60th. And not to mention they had their first child together on the 201st day of Trump's age. And also they were married in a church with the Gematria 201, where the leader of the ceremony's name was 201. And it's the same thing for Joe Biden and all these stooges that end up in the capital city, which is also known as the Jesuit city. Of course, that's the reason George Washington goes down in the history book as the first recognized president, because he took office 2 months after Jesuit Georgetown was established, Georgetown being the nation's first Jesuit university. But anyway, coming back to this 201 thing, just to remind you about some other things going on with the world of crypto in 201. Bob Lee, was killed in 2023 in a major Jesuit ritual. And then after his death and after we called out the Jesuit ritual with his killing, they had to announce, well, here, I'll go back and rewind what they did to Bob Lee in case you forgot. But they launched the FedNow system, which is tailored towards digital currencies and cryptocurrencies as the government becomes more involved with the world of crypto. But they launched this on July 20th, 2023, the 201st day of the year, a year to the day. Trump's wife was buried exactly 1 year earlier. Of course, that's the day in history of the moon landing, when Neil Alden Armstrong also equals 201. Again, the illuminated object in the sky, the moon, in Hebrew gematria, 201 has to do with illumination, being in the knowledge. But yeah, this happened after Bob Lee was murdered. And Bob Lee's kind of like the guy who invented digital currency was Square and CashApp. And remember, after Bob Lee was murdered in the Jesuit ritual, sometime after he was killed, they had to come out and show you that his killer lived in apartment 201. And that's par for the course. Those King Road killing at University of Idaho, they had to show you the killer lived in apartment 201. And it's really part of a long pattern. If you forgot what they did to Bob Lee, go back and look, you guys. It was the Ides of March. It was the Ides of March that the Federal Reserve said they're going to begin certifying the FedNow system the first week of April. That was put on the Ides of March. Remember the stabbing of Caesar in 44 BC. And then on April 4th, the first week of April, Bob Lee was stabbed to death. Remember, kill equals 44 like execution. So while they're certifying the FedNow system, the guy who is like the godfather of digital currency just happens to get stabbed to death after the Fed's Ides of March announcement. And then, after they tell you he dies at the hands of a guy who lives in apartment 201, later that year, they're like, oh, guess what? The FedNow system's ready on the 201st day of the year. And if you're the guy out there that keeps sending me emails about, you're wrong, Zach, like crypto's going to save us. It's just, all this is a coincidence. It's not controlled by the Jesuits. You're right, the government is and the news is, but not crypto. Dude, pull your head out of your butt. Your lungs must be full of doo-doo. Come on, man. You think all this stuff's a coincidence? You got to be a special kind of dumb. And a lot of people are. By the way, here's the way XRP surged since Trump came into office. And don't forget, they announced DOGE, Dogecoin surges. All of this stuff is nothing but ritual. Very few people control the wealth of this world, and that's why they can manipulate markets as hard as they do. Us little peons, we can ride the wave, But anyway, XRP was worth 51 cents the day of the rig selection, which we told you years in advance why it'd be for Trump. And again, that's the power of this knowledge. Cleveland equals 78. Trump's the new split-term president, like Grover Cleveland, when he had his 2016 convention in Cleveland. These people leave clues all over. But anyway, cryptocurrency also equals 78. And, crypto skyrocketed when Trump first took office, and it's cooled off since then. Again, these things go in waves. It's just like stocks. Up, surge, they come back down a little bit. You buy on the dip, they go back up, dip. That's the way markets work. But yeah, the reason we've been knowing XRP is bound to be something eventually is because of all the people that sit on the board of that currency, and also the fact that they keep doing these Illuminati rituals with it, and they put the 201 code on it. Again, 201 is the Illuminati, which is the Jesuit network. And again, the Jesuits, right in the middle of their logo is the Templar cross. The Templars are the original bankers. So again, if you can put two and two together, it should all be adding up for you. And I'll tell you what, personally, it's in some ways I'm going through a moral dilemma because I knew XRP was going to surge at some point, and I still haven't invested a single penny into it just because I haven't invested a single penny into any of these currencies. And I've given the world a lot of exact calls on Bitcoin over the years and really great calls. I still haven't invested a penny myself because I just don't want to be part of this digital system. I know this is how they're luring us into it, but at some point we'll probably all be forced into it anyway. So I don't know. I'll continue to think about what's morally the right move. But again, I don't judge other people. And again, when you invest in things, you shouldn't be investing money that you don't have to invest, just like you shouldn't be betting money you don't have to bet. When you invest in markets and things like stocks and even crypto, you should be prepared to ride it out for the long haul. Because I'll also remind you about this. I thought XRP was going to surge like it is now in 2022, and it didn't. It just stayed flat. It stayed flat at about 40 cents for years. But you know what? If you threw 10 G's down back then and you were able to just sit on those 10 G's, that they surged up to about 50 G's within days of Trump taking office. Right now they're at about 45. And I know a lot of people in this community did do that, but they had to wait a long time to get a return. And I think in all likelihood, someday you'll look at this XRP thing and you'll be like, man, can you believe it used to be $2? Can you believe it used to be 40 cents? So, yeah, again, do some research on XRP. There's a lot of big names that sit on the board of this thing. And again, everything I'm showing you here about the ritualism going on with it, the fake lawsuit. And that's what this is at the end of the day. That's why it's all ritualism. And what were people saying back then years ago? They're like, I'm not even sure XRP is going to last. The feds are cracking down on it. I was like, yeah, but did you see the ritual with it? Did you see the names on the board? Anyway, we'll leave it there for now, True Seeker. Till next time.